Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very pleased to be here and to talk to you today. And I hope that you are all still awake after all these interesting presentations, after all the networking, after all discussions, and that you are still ready for just another presentation right now. So I would like to talk to you about how we as a corporate market research team managed to establish as a strategic partner within the TÜV Rheinland Group. And in order to understand the challenges we had with this and that we are still having, I would like to introduce you to our company and to tell you what we are doing. So at TÜV Rheinland, it is all about ensuring quality and safety. So we are part of the so-called TIC industry. TIC is for testing, inspecting, certifying. And this is a wide range of services we offer, but it's not only enough to offer TIC services, but we also offer a lot of services around training and consulting people. So as you can see, we are structured into 4 business streams with 24 business units. And the first business stream is industrial services and cybersecurity. You can see the things here, it's all around testing and inspecting of pressure equipment, elevators and lifting equipment, electrical engineering, building technology, industrial inspections, infrastructure, energy and environment, and also around testing around cybersecurity and functional safety. And to be honest, this last business field is across business field and cross-business stream services that are offered there. Then we have the second business stream, mobility. This is the first business field, periodical technical inspection, is what we are normally known or famous for in Germany. So everybody knows TÜV is doing these vehicle inspections. But we are doing a lot more. So in mobility, it's also about driver's licenses, car services and appraisal, engineering and type approval, and a lot of services around rail all over the world. And then, which might be a bit more known, is that we are doing a lot of product testing. Within product testing and certification, it's all about every product you can imagine. We have soft lines, which is about toys, fashion, cosmetics, etc., or hard lines, kitchenware, household, furniture, building products, and then all product testing around electrical, like Wi-Fi, or solar and commercial, and also medical device testing, which is a big business field within our company. And the fourth business stream is the newest one. There was the merger of 2 other business streams nearly 2 years ago. And there we talk about everything, assuring the quality of systems and processes, but also of people when they are trained and enabled to do their job. So we are talking of the certification of management systems, customized services, government inspections, digital transformation. There we do a lot of consulting for governmental organizations here in Germany. And then the field of occupational health and safety, training and HR development, and labor market services. So I introduced you to that to show you the range that we have in the company. So nearly each company in the world could be a customer of us because we offer a service they need. If it's a systems, management system certification, or a product testing when they produce something, or if it's about training their staff. The focus is on B2B, but we also have B2C customers, and therefore the range is very broad. And as you can see, we are German at heart, global in mind. We started our businesses in 1872 with the inspection of steam boilers and pressure vessels during the Industrial Revolution to make these things safe, to make people safer there. And nearly a century later, we started to internationalize our operations. And today we are active on all continents in more than 50 countries, from Argentina to Morocco to Vietnam, in more than 500 locations and with around 250 laboratories. And for our employees, it's about 26,000 employees. So hearing the name TÜV Rheinland, normally people think we are a typical German company doing nothing abroad, but only a bit more than a third of our employees are German-based. The other two-thirds are working abroad. And we have a lot of qualified staff from specialists, auditors, examiners, engineers. Yeah. So with this in mind and having this in mind, you can see there are a lot of challenges for a market research department like ours. We are in the corporate headquarters in Cologne, and we are 3 people and 2 working students. And of course, we have some regional market research staff in different countries and in the regions, but due to the metrics organization we have, and in this metrics organization, the business streams lead the regions. Requests coming up in the business streams are normally addressed to us in the corporate market research department. And yes, the name is Market Research Department or Market Research Team, but what we are doing is a mix of market research and market intelligence. And this is what is really needed in our company. So people need the insights. They do not only need the data that is given to them, but they need also the assistance, the support of us in interpreting, in helping them to find out what they need to know. And so we serve all business streams all around the world if there are the requests. And yes, just as said, we cover a wide range of topics for a wide range of stakeholders on a wide range of research questions. And if you look at our playing field on this side, the topics range from very global ones, trends and geopolitics, looking at markets and industries, but also researching on companies, competitors and customers, and also on sales and market data. And our internal customers, this is the board and the top management. But on the other side, we also work very closely with the business colleagues on an operational level. And the questions, the research questions are also very diverse. They range from very broad and general. So we have an information deficit. We know that we need to know more about the market, about the products, about our customers. What should we do? What do we need? How can we find out about it? And then it's our competence to help the colleagues, to consult them and to tell them what to do. Do you simply need some data that we can collect via market intelligence? Or do you really need to talk to stakeholders, to customers, to other market participants, etc.? And sometimes colleagues approach us and tell us, okay, I have a specific survey, some questions I want to address to our customers or to a special community. They give us the questions and ask us to look over it and put it into an online questionnaire and make the survey for them. And yes, we have a challenge that we want to serve the internal customer needs very comprehensively. And we do not only want to give them some data, but to really help them and support them. And on the other side, we also need to keep ourselves up to date and very informed on what is going on in the market. The tools that we use, and I just said that this is a mix from market research and market intelligence. We dispose of a market intelligence platform where we collect and gather information, but we often also use primary market research in the quantitative field, in the qualitative field, and also secondary market research where we do some desk research or provide market reports and other market studies to our internal customers. And the objectives we have in our department is to help handle the information overload that everybody has, this is sure. And helping finding them the right information that they need for their projects and for their goals. We want to give them direction with what we deliver to them and to show the big picture and navigate the change. So, the toolbox, this is really set up in order to collect data, to analyze it, to aggregate it, to distribute it, and to share it within the company. And this is about market, customer, industry insight, and so on. And we also use AI. This comes into play for unstructured data right now because this is the greatest challenge we have, to work with all the unstructured data that we have. We are also planning an extension for prediction tools and predictional analysis. But with this said, and talking about the tools, it's very clear that we need the human intelligence. It's not about delivering something, about only giving them some content, but helping the stakeholders to make the right conclusions from it, to understand the data correctly, to understand it right. And this is our task and our challenge. So, for example, we have an online research tool in the company that we regularly use for surveys. We work, of course, with reporting tools, and these are dashboards. This is Power BI, where we structure the information that we have. And then we also have this market intelligence tool where we collect news that we aggregate via newsletters to our colleagues, and where we also can upload internal reports, studies, or presentations to share with the colleagues. And we also make use of some AI tools, mainly large language models. So we have an own TÜV GPT, which is based on ChatGPT, but in our own cloud, and which is safe and secure for us. And so we try to analyze all these unstructured texts we have, and also give an information overview. And what we are planning, I just said it, we are looking for a good foresight tool, forecast tools, and do a bit more on predictive analysis. And yes, because the challenge is so big, there are so many, the playing field is so big, there are so many requests, we needed to define what do we want to do? What is our positioning within the company? And to do that, we established a team canvas, and we wrote down what is our vision in our corporate market research team. And the vision is that we enable the right business decisions. And if people contact us, we give them a basis to do so. And the mission is helping them making the right business decision with security and confidence, so that they really rely on the data, on the results that they receive from us. And yeah, this is, we are a kind of enabler for our customers, which is very important. We want them to find the best solution to their problem, and want them to make them to act efficiently and purposefully, and to realize the potential they have. The self-image we have is that we combine in-depth expert knowledge with entrepreneurial thinking and foresight, that we empower and advise our clients, consolidate knowledge, and ensure strategic and operational relevance. And this means we want to be a trusted advisor. We want to be the central and preferred partner, the team to go to if somebody has an information deficit and needs some reliable data and insights. So what do the customers, the internal customers, expect from us? They want to be sure that they are making the right business decisions. And yes, of course, they need objective and reliable data and advice, and because they need to take and find the best path to their goal. So what does it mean for us, for our work internally? So it's all about being visible in the company. So we need to do a lot of networking, to go to certain meetings, to look at the top management. Where are the meetings where we can present ourselves, where we can present the results we created and the work we did. We need to be really proactive. And we also try to connect the dots between different surveys, for example, between different studies, between the different departments also. And what we also need to do is to abstract from the detail and go to the big picture. The skills we need to have are presentation, storytelling, and explanation skills. And we do a lot of consulting, and we do not need, we do not have to fear making decisions. So we need to be very clear about what we found out and making a clear recommendation to our internal customers. And of course, we need to know our playing field and our capacities, what we can do and what not. And all this goes along with a lot of resilience within the company, a lot of patience, and giving it time to establish as a strategic partner. And I want to talk to you about 2 example projects that we did to make it a bit more practical. So we had the chance with the newly created business stream, People and Business Assurance. They merged, and they wanted to know, out of the merger of these 2 business streams, what is the cross and upselling potential we have in the business stream now. And what do our customers, what is the situation of our customers with regards to sustainability and AI? Because we are the ones certifying them and looking at all the regulations in these fields. So we were involved at the very beginning, which is very important, that we can talk to the stakeholders there. We talked to them and consulted them, and were able to prepare a quantitative survey that we did with a market research partner in some countries. The focus was on Germany, India, US, and rest of the world, for example, Saudi Arabia and other countries. And we managed to do 330 surveys, and we really gained a lot of insights out of this. What is the potential? Do they know our portfolio? Do they know what the business stream offers to them? That they not only offer, for example, management system certification, but also offer training services. This is very important, because if the customer doesn't know, we cannot sell these services. So, and also the situation with regards to AI, how well they are prepared for the EU AI Act, for example, and what is their position with regards to sustainability. This was very valuable and a very great insight. So we were invited to present our results and to interpret the results at the Global Marketing and Sales meeting in the business stream last year. So, and we did so, and there were some workshops after that working on the results. There came up some business internal initiatives and next steps. So this was the first project. Then with the same business stream, we had the chance to make another project beginning of this year in spring. And they asked us, okay, we need to know a bit more about the service, how service is perceived by our customers. And yeah, we were involved in the beginning again, which is always very important, and we could ask what they really need, what is the aim, and so we consulted them to make a qualitative research in Germany with German customers and to ask them about service. How do they perceive service in general? What are the dimensions of service? And we found out that we have a good service quality, that there is customer centricity and excellence at the top. And how they perceive it with us, what they expect from us and from other companies, and what is the ideal provider, for example. And we really gained a lot of insights and were invited again to the strategy meeting they had in Germany with the leading management. And we had the chance to be in the workshops, work with the people there on the results, and interpret them, and then come to the next steps. And this was very successful because it was really a gift to people to look at these results and work with it. And as we had a relaunch of our company strategy and of our corporate and brand guiding principle this year, we talked to the stakeholders in the business stream and told them, okay, we have so many insights, but we have this silo here, we have this silo there, but how does it all affect achieving our strategic goals in the company? How do these insights help achieving the goals we have? And so we did a meta-analysis during this summer of the results of both projects, and we took all the customer satisfaction data that we have out of our global yearly surveys, and we put it into relation and told the people what they need to do and what would help them in order to set up their services and to achieve their strategic goals. We were in close interactions with the business stream and were invited mid of September to the TopX meeting, which is the global top management meeting in the business stream, and we presented the results. After that, 2 real customers were in, talking about their experiences with us, and it was very interesting to see that they told about many things that we also rose up in the surveys and in the survey results. So we could really very well reflect what customers expect from us, how we should provide our services, what they need from us. And so we were really able to connect the dots for a long-term strategic initiative going from specific to abroad and really helping the management to use these insights for their strategy goals. So I'm a bit over time right now. And just one more thing, there was another project we did, and what I wanted to say with this is that we do not only wait for orders or for somebody approaching us, but that we also initiate projects. So we made a market intelligence on new regulations, and there popped up some things that we thought this would be very interesting for our internal customers, and you should really make a market research on this to find out more about the customer needs and the customer requirements. And so this is where we are now. In the end, we are planning primary market research with our internal customers. Yeah, so what we know is that new thematic demands will arise and that require even more data. And we see the future in dissolving these data silos and really providing holistic views of the topics. The road ahead for us is to complete our portfolio with foresight and forecasts, to improve analysis and the use of unstructured data, which is still a challenge. We want to make more use of AI besides of the large language models, and automate data aggregation from different data sources and different data types, professionalize the knowledge management in the company, and then really provide holistic views of a topic that people are working on. So, thank you.